Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Jenny. I'm from jennycarddesigns. Thanks so much for joining me today. My YouTube channel contains content that is intended to share paper crafting tutorials and inspiration with all of you. I hope that you enjoy. I have another installment for you today of my Chop It Up series. We're going to be using 12 by 12 pattern paper to create a simple gift bag. So here I've got 2 sheets of 12 by 12 paper, and these are identical. I'm going to pop my cardstock into my scoreboard, and I'm going to make my first score at 1.5 inches. Now the 1.5 inch is going to be the top of the bag, so pay attention to the orientation of the paper if that matters to you. Okay, so then I'm going to rotate my cardstock 1 turn and score again at 2 inches. Rotate again and score at 2 inches. And then rotate 1 more time and score at 2 inches. So this is going to give us a 1.5 inch score on the top and 2 inches on all 3 other sides. Now, if you want to help avoid your paper from cracking, flip the cardstock over and re-score the paper in the same measurements, and this will help to avoid any splitting and cracking of your cardstock. So I'm going to go ahead and score again at 1.5 inches, rotate, and score at 2 inches, rotate 2 inches, rotate 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to repeat those steps to both papers with the same measurements, and we'll have 2 pieces that are identical. Now we're going to make the cuts differently in the paper, so pay attention to this part. On the first sheet, we're going to cut off all 4 of those corners. I'm just going to come around and follow the score lines that we've made here and cut out all 4 corners. We don't need these pieces, we're going to set those aside, and I'm going to do the same thing to the top of the cardstock and cut away the squares at the top. Okay, when this is all done, you should have a little piece that looks a little something like this. And for the second piece of paper, we're just going to make little slits across the score mark in the top and the bottom. So keeping in mind that the top is the 1.5 inch flap, it's a little bit smaller than the bottom. So we're just going to come in and make some slices on those 4 areas. And now I'm going to use my bone folder to crease the folds of my bag. So I'm going to come in, take my time, and make sure I get nice creases. I want to make sure that I don't crack my cardstock. And I'm just going to fold gently and press and make sure that everything is lined up nice and straight. And then once this step is complete, we're going to start applying adhesive to close this bag up. We'll score both pieces of cardstock across all of the score lines. And once that's done, let's apply some adhesive. Now across that little 1.5 inch flap on this piece of cardstock where all of the corners are cut out, we're going to apply adhesive and close that part down. I'm going to burnish that adhesive in, and again make sure that the 1.5 inch flap is the piece that you're gluing down. This will identify the top of your bag. Let's pull in the second piece, and we're going to do the same thing just on that little 1.5 inch piece that we've cut away in the center. Apply adhesive and press that down, and this will identify the top of our bag. And now we're going to apply some extra adhesive to this one. Okay, so first I'm going to kind of figure out what is going to attach to what. So I take my time to make sure that I don't glue the wrong parts. So I'm going to fold up the bottom little flaps here and apply adhesive to the side that has the patterned paper. I'm going to turn my paper around and apply adhesive to the top little flaps, but on the underside where the white backing is. Okay? And now I need to attach my bags together on the bottom. So this piece here, this 2 inch strip, I'm going to apply some adhesive across that 2 inch strip. And this is the piece that I'm going to attach to the other piece of cardstock to create our bag. So I'm going to pull in the second piece here, and I'm going to turn it so that I can attach the 2 bottom pieces. Okay, so I'll fold up the bottom piece on my second piece on the right. I'll fold up that piece just so I can kind of see where the bag is going to line up and try to get it as straight as I can. And then fold that little flap over onto the adhesive and attach my bag together. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to stand it up so that I can attach those little flaps or feet and press them into the bottom of the bag. Okay, and our bag is starting to form here. So with the bag standing up, I'm going to take the other side on the right here And I'm going to apply adhesive to the side flaps where the pattern is on this paper. Okay, and then I'm going to stand everything up and attach the bag together with that adhesive lined up on the sides of the bag. Okay, so nice and simple. And now we already have adhesive on those little flaps there, and we're going to tuck those inside. This gives us that nice 1.5 inch clean cohesive look on the inside of the bag. And I'll take my bone folder and press everything in. Here we go. Now we have a beautiful bag. This bag measures 8 inches wide by 8.5 inches tall and 2 inches thick. So what I'm going to do is just pinch the top corners of the bag just to create like a little cinch there. You don't need to score this. I just grab the corners and help guide that paper in to create a little pinched fold. And that's it. The bag is complete. Now you can go ahead and decorate and embellish and do whatever you want to do to it to make it extra and fill it full of goodies. So I just punched a couple of holes here, and I tied a piece of ribbon, and I just tied a little knot in the center of the bag and used a very dull pair of scissors to cut off this ribbon here. It was very sad. So I just do that so that I can not have to worry about the length of ribbon that I cut, and whatever size that I cut will fit perfectly on my bag. And then so I've got this bag of half-eaten Lindor chocolates that I stapled shut to pretend like it's full, and I'll stuff it in my bag and put some tissue paper inside, and voila, this bag is ready to gift. I'm actually not going to give it away. I ate half the chocolates. So here's a close-up look at our finished project. And that's it for today's video. This is a quick and simple and easy way to chop up your cardstock and make a beautiful gift bag. If you're interested in any of the products that I used in today's video, you'll find them linked in the description box down below. And if you are interested in more templates for bags and projects just like today's video, you can find my entire collection of template reference books on my website at www.jennycards.ca. Thanks so much for joining me today. Coming up on screen are a couple of videos I think you may enjoy. Have yourself a lovely day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!